To begin with, you'll want to make sure your wall is wiped clean, especially if you're applying a decal in a kitchen or a bathroom. If you do use wet rag, make sure that you wipe it dry as well. Then you'll want to take your decal and tape it up on the wall. And if you have straight lettering, you want to make sure you use a level. This one isn't straight, so it doesn't matter. Then you want to take a piece of painter's tape and put it right down the middle of your design. You're going to take off the right side and bend it way back gently till you can see the transfer tape and the backing paper. And you're gently going to pull that back at a very sharp angle so as not to rip any of the letters. And you'll do that for that whole half of the design and cut off the backing paper. And you're going to want to hold it with one hand, and if it's an especially large decal, you want to make sure that you have extra hands to hold the corners so it doesn't touch the wall as you apply it. This one I can do it just like this. And you're going to push it on and just slide it on with your hand. Nicely smooth it out. And then you'll take some kind of flat tool. We have a squeegee. You can also use a credit card or a spoon. And you're going to push out from the middle with a lot of pressure over the whole design, making sure you push really hard. And you'll do the other side just exactly the same way, but you're going to take off this center tape. Fold that back. And peel this back at a very sharp angle. Try not to touch any of the back of your decal. And if something sticks to the backing paper, you can always kind of take it at a sharp angle and kind of push on it like that to make sure it all adheres nicely. And you'll do the same thing to this side. Pull it back over and then smooth it with your hand. Pushing from the center out so you don't get bubbles. And then go back over that with your squeegee or a credit card. And once you've got all that on there, you're going to find a corner. And just barely pick that edge up and start kind of rolling it. And you're going to pull this off at a very steep angle. If you try to just go like this, you're going to stretch the letters and rip them. So you want to just kind of gently roll it. And see how that one came up right there? We're going to push that back on with our fingernail. And you're watching all parts of the design the whole time you're working to make sure that any little piece that pulls up stays on your wall. And this is why you can't use these on a wall that has a lot of texture, because it just doesn't want to go down into all those little crevices. So I'm pushing as I pull it. I'm kind of pushing down on the design as I creep my fingers around the edges. See how that one came up? I just pushed that back on. So if I was pulling that off quickly, I would have just torn that letter off. So you got to watch all sections of the design. Make sure it's sticking. And pushing as I go. that might have pulled up, you can just run your fingers over it, you can feel it. You can even push it down with your finger a little bit just to make sure it stays on there really well. And if you have a problem, if a piece comes off, like you go over the next day and there's a little loose piece, sometimes if you heat it up with a hairdryer a little bit, it gets it all kind of sticky again and it'll stick much better. There you go. And if you, when you're ready to take it off the wall, it's super easy. You just pick a little corner and peel it off. But once you take it off, they're not reusable. And that's, voila, your design.